Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We're heading into the winners games now, and we've got a banger. Osiris up against SSG Academy. Earlier, we saw For My Gang send Sway down to the losers bracket, and Carry the Boats just lost to Outlast. Now we get to send someone up. Will it be Bio or will it be Snake once teammates now find themselves on opposite sides?
Maybe that could lead to some sort of advantage, having a bit of insider information. But a lot has changed for Bio and his general rosters, going all the way back from West Garfield Park, back in the Challenger League days from when we used to cast together then T2, and now going back to Osiris.
The top team in defense. Oh, I guess because they went 5.
They went 5-1 on
5-1, yeah.
Yeah. But and then all the new stats adding in. I was thinking, like, sure, Dilemma and 1 HP went flawless. Oh, but Dilemma was on the attack, so it would have. Dilemma was on. Yeah, they were on attack for their flawless.
I guess they're tied for top. Tied for top.
Yeah. Huh. They really have had the best defensive half. So there we go.
Yeah, this is gonna be a tough one. No matter which way you look at it, Osiris stacked with seemingly really talented rookies with Bio and Arrow at the helm. And then you've got SSGA, who have got an incredible support system and 5 really good players. But let's look at Osiris first. Of course, I mentioned Biologic and Arrow, the 2 most experienced players on this roster. Fens, Sneeze, and Snoopy rounding things out. Sneeze didn't have a great opening play day, but Fens and Snoopy completely took over.
They were really the main players who would spot an opening at an even playing field and then work off of that to then make it an advantage for their team. Again, I talked about the 4-2 split. The 2 rounds that were won by Osiris against Carry the Boats were off the back of some of those mid-round plays. It was both someone pushing in solo by Trophy Room to assist the main breach by Closet for a top floor attack on kids in dorms, and then it was everyone kind of dropping down below at the exact same time against a basement defense where there wasn't any presence by Pillar anymore because that had been just cleared out. So playing off that active map control also went a long way for them too. And the only round they had lost on their defensive side was when I think it was Spiker who walked down, it was Laundry Stairs, and killed 2 people in like 30 seconds. And then somebody else, I think it was like Wimpy, took his place immediately after. Once we saw all the lurk presence die down by Carry the Boats, whether it was by someone killing the only lurker who was on one part of the map, or them just not going for a lurk at all, their defense is tightened up immediately after that.
Absolutely. And on the flip side, we have SSG Academy, previously known as West Garfield Park, of course. We've got Rice, Snake, Eddie, Silent, and Mo. We've got Pro League talent here in Snake and Mohesi. Eddie, Silent, and Rice have been running up Challenger League actually together for quite a while on that previous Luminosity Gaming team. And these guys had a closer game against Outlast than they wanted. Snake even admitted it. We could have been way better. We should have won that faster. But he expects to be undefeated. And he's going to have to go up against his former teammate. Their ratings all very good, though. They all played pretty well. Their entry game was on point. They just need to be a little more consistent. Wafer, their coach, believed that their biggest problem may have just been the comms. And if you can get 5 guys with as much pedigree and as much, gun heavy potential as they do to calm properly, these guys are going to be world eaters.
Yeah, you could really put any of these players in like a 1vx position, and there's a good chance, depending on how the round is during the moment of it, that they could still win that 1vx, unless of course there's crossfires being held and like there's no utility for that guy in the 1vx. So theoretically speaking, put in the right environment, these guys can just go crazy. Even Rice, who has historically been on more supportive roles, he has also done a really good job of just going absolutely crazy on the SMG 11 back when he played like Smoke and Mute a lot. I mean, the guy's a menace. So really anyone in SSG Academy on the right day, if they're feeling it, they could just drop double digits without even breaking a sweat.
Absolutely. And let's find out where this battleground will be. This is a clash of the Titans. Villa and Chalet already off the board. Border and Theme Park. To surprise SSGA aren't going to like Theme Park. Clubhouse makes sense. So does Bank. LG used to be really good at that map. So same thing with Villa. Skyscraper next, which leaves Oregon and Cafe. Are SSGA going to go to Oregon? They do their homework, and yes, they are. Osiris played 12 rounds on this map prior. They lost 4 of their attacks before, doing really well on the defense, but like we've said, there's a lot of support staff with SSG Academy. You got Wafer, you even got Call Out helping out a bit. I feel like Osiris letting this through is a bit of a mistake.
Also, as well, for Cafe in particular, it's always been a map that Bio has enjoyed going on. So this is probably the better out of the two. You talked about how a majority of SSG Academy used to be the former group of Luminosity, where they always loved to go on more default maps. You know, Oregon, Villa, even Chalet. That was like their bread and butter back in the day. So it only makes sense they wanted to go to Chalet for their first best of one, where they ended up winning it, albeit a close matter until we got to overtime. And then when given the option of going to a map like Cafe, which they used to avoid like the plague, or go to a map like Oregon, I mean, yeah, they're gonna pick Oregon. Like it makes sense for that.
And I mean, SSGA, I mean, listen to the names they've got. They've got Wafer, they've got Smitty, and then Call Out Mango and Tysus helping out. So I'm really concerned for Osiris.
Look at us.
Carter is the only guy that voted for them, along with our random chance coin. Oh yeah, look at us. 12. 86%.
The best to ever do it.
Truly. I'm telling you, John. T2 is so back. We are
yeah,
back.
We are in our element
Holy
right now.
crap. Wow.
Okay.
It did. I mean, listen, SSGA are a damn good team, but I don't think it deserved to be that lopsided.
No love for B10 logic, apparently. That is crazy. That is criminal.
We'll say, though, right? So we're heading on to Oregon. Osiris, they had a close game against Carry the Boats, but Bio was like, you know what? They had defense first, and you saw how good our defense was. We're not really that worried about it being a close game, especially since they, you know, they're kind of a pug stack. There's not much for them to lose. They're playing however. And I'm going to say this for stream. Everyone, I told Bio, don't tell me anything you don't want me to say on stream. And he said, I don't think SSGA was all that impressive. I just see LG under the SSG name. And as we know, LG towards the latter half of CL became very beatable. However, they have been historically, and probably always will be, one of the best Oregon teams we've ever seen in Challenger League. These guys were Oregon demons. And while Bio and Arrow's teams were never any slouches either, I feel like especially, not only did you already play it, but especially against these guys, Oregon's a mistake.
I think one of the only teams that has ever beat Luminosity on Oregon was Luminosity, pardon. I jumped the gun a little too early there. And that's a big if. I can't recall fully off of memory if that was one of the maps in their best of 3 series where that ended up happening. Could have also been Villa. Again, it was a long time. But Luminosity did still win that series altogether, kicking LG out of the CL playoffs forever ago, back in like October, I think it was. We'll start out with the iconic bomb site of the map of Oregon, that being Laundry Room and Supply. Even a call-out named after the player iconic, funny enough, just tucked in the corner by the B bomb chance. I think everyone knows that by now.
He's their coach.
Even more fitting, as SSG's primary roster as well, I think had like some of the best stats on Oregon in NA. That did a really nice video on that on YouTube. I recommend you go watch it if you're interested in seeing how well they played. That's because they love to get aggressive. So like you mentioned, with the coaching staff that is behind SSG Academy and even the primary SSG as well, I would imagine we see a lot of attempts at people looking for opening kills just to kind of get that ball rolling in the early momentum. So then it's much easier to then execute as you have less angles you need to worry about.
All right, Bio said, you know, the only reason that game was that close was because Carry the Boats got to start on defense. Well, look at this. Bio's got defense first. They went 5-1 last time they played this map. We'll see how SSG Academy end up doing when they were playing up against Outlast. They started on the defense, on their attacking side. They went 3-3 on Chalet, just slightly more attacker favored. So I'm expecting Osiris to have the advantage in this half.
Bit of info located out by, I believe it was Fens. Maybe hearing the drone go just around the staircase. Some hatches being opened up with some secondary pocket charges, and even an EMP, which goes off just in the nick of time to stop that K-Claw. So the hatch by E-Box already gets opened up, meaning Snoopy can't be as aggressive in that one position, but still having a K-Claw in pocket, he could maybe stop the other hatch from being opened up by Freezer, which would really allow Sneeze to thrive inside a Freezer, which is one of the, core points of this basement. There are so many positions you can deny just by having a player in Freezer. You could theoretically stop a default plant by the supply room. You could stop someone walking in from laundry double. You can stop someone from obviously walking in through freezer. So they need to get this hatch opened up. And luckily, Mohes has one more pocket EMP. I don't think Snoopy has any more K-Claws to stop it. So it seems like all hatches will be opened up for SSG Academy to work off of and use utility against this extension.
They got about a minute left. He saw Sneeze. Sneeze looking like he just saw a ghost because he saw the Iana clone sprinting it down freezer. Now it's he and Mo, Silent and Mo, to start to work their way down. A couple Kivas getting destroyed. Long angle being held, and he catches the rotating arrow, but there's an immediate trade onto Eddie. Snake the next to fall thanks to Sneeze, as Silent continues to try and work his way up. Sneeze gets caught in the hallway with Snoop's got a quick refrag. The gas canister keeps Silent at bay, and there's a bulletproof staring at these players in freezer, feeding Snoopy the intel, and Mo's goes down without much of a fight. Biologic with the finisher, and Osiris with a dominant round one.
And I love how Osiris has kind of played to the strengths of that bomb site specifically, which is if your opponents have a very sluggish opening round and they're not fed any early kills, besides maybe like Arrow, but that was in the final minute. You can't really call that early. That was just the first blood of the round. If they're not given any early advantages, it then becomes very taxing to clear out that basement, especially when you have all these operators like the Azami specifically, where you have to spend so much of your time and effort into just clearing out one spot that kind of moves away from the rest of your attack, because you have to put all of your effort into dealing with a bomb site like laundry and supply, where you probably have to have a guy, you know, go by backstairs, freezer, dropping down the E-box hatch, even blue bunker or laundry double door presence is almost a necessity, and a lot of times you see that bomb site being attacked by somebody. So with SSG Academy wasting so much time and not being gifted really anything by their opponents, they had to deal with the brunt of that defense, which playing off of those Kibas and those longer angles and playing off of really nice crossfires too, Osiris, you know, made pretty good work of them, especially Snoopy. That guy was crazy.
As Snoopy did last game for
true.
Osiris. We want to take a quick flashback. Snoopy was 12-8, just behind Fens, who went 15-10. So Snoopy already doing what we know Snoopy is capable. Now SSG Academy will look to attack the top floor. They've got an Amaru, who will be heading into tower, as we typically see the Amarus do on this site. He's got the shotgun as well. How good that shotgun is, you'd kind of be surprised to see anyone running the G8 nowadays, though. We have. I wonder where Snake's going to go. He's got Hard Breach. He could technically take Attic, or he could go below. Maybe they play for like a kitchen hatch, because they've got the Buck, too. There's also a guy in meeting. Do they know?
They drone the guy Green Hall, I think, because there's a small tower over presence. But I don't think they drone the guy meeting just yet. Across the way, a couple Selma charges deployed, but Arrow's impact grenade will catch them. Therefore, the wall not being opened up, and the third being shot mid-air, I think, before it even connects on anything. So the wall is not going to be someplace you can walk through. Luckily, if you get Attic control, you can plant by that concrete slab, so there's no way they can kill you from below, and you can still use that opening in the wall as coverage. But Bio, playing over by Kitchen, sure they had intel on him, but he still wins the gunfight directly, slowing down the rest of this clear from below and removing your only set of grenades in this round.
And no one in range to refrag either. Silent was pretty much alone. It makes me think like they didn't know where he was, but there's the supernova. Snake puts an end to Sneeze with one pump, but he takes a lot of punishment. The rest of SSGA kind of over towards that game side, opening that wall. Mo taking a lot of damage through the trophy door. And not having the games wall fully open is going to be a problem. Now you're pretty much restricted to walking through that trophy door. All eyes of Osiris are going to be trained there. I don't know how SSG, without any smokes or anything, are going to make it through.
Mo's now got the diffuser. Maybe Rice will be the player to hold that cutoff. I mean, the best case scenario, yeah, get someone to rotate over by Attic to then try to plant from that position, as if you could maybe get someone like Eddie to play in the window repel like he's doing right now. That would make it very challenging for the defense to reclaim Attic control and stop that plant from going down. But Bio's still below. He walks away at just the wrong time, but the readjustment, good for 3 in this round. What a play by the Frost from down below. And Arrow cleans it up on a Rice. Nice trade found by the Azami, and just like that, it's 2 in a row for Osiris.
Impressive play from Biologic and SSG Academy. Again, I have to imagine there might not have been any info on Bio and Kitchen. He got a freebie on Silent, who I think was just going to solo clear and try to nade from below. And then with out of options because of Arrow holding onto the breach with, by the way, the fact that he shot that Selma out of midair, impressive. Forces the rotation, and SSG ACAD go for a bit of a weird play, trying to hop on through the attic window as someone pushes through trophy, and the buck, attacks kitchen window. Well, the buck died, so you don't have anyone covering kids anymore, meaning they can hold a cross on attic. But you didn't even need it, because Bio down below has a perfect angle on the window. Osiris now up 2-0. It is Oregon defense. Not out of the woods just yet. And they'll try to win on the tertiary site. If SSG Academy don't win here, things don't bode well for the rest of the half.
That's where the alarm bells start to activate. Like you mentioned, it's fairly common to lose, Laundry as the attack. Kids is kind of a coin flip, and they didn't have a great start. Of course, Osiris really capitalized on A, the lack of info, and B, the lack of options that SSG Academy had to try to get that plant down and go for the objective there. Like you mentioned, meeting room. This is kind of a necessity in terms of a site that has to be won by SSG ACAD. Looks like they're going to try to prioritize the ranged hard breach of Snake on Ace to open up some of those walls by the split hallway, but also maybe trying to go for a plant by stage with the help of those exothermic charges, opening up the main wall, and of course the Osa Talon shields to play off of once that diffuser goes down. And with them still trying to get these single walls opened up from the backside closer to garage, that leaves less angles for the defense to use to try and stop that plant from going down. The only major concern that still hasn't been tackled right now by SSG Academy is that upstairs presence, not only by, Armory in the top of garage, but also playing by attic, as, if that hatch is opened up, that's a pretty straightforward way of stopping the plant.
Someone was going out on the split wall, shot by the guy in Z. Fens was able to get an angle on it. Now Snake's only got one left. The rest of the hard breach, though, going pretty swimmingly as Rice gets that stage wall open. And of course, is the power of the Osa. You can set up one of these shields, and there's not going to be a lot the defense can do. Wow, Fens whips an impact at Eddie and actually deals a decent chunk of damage to this Osa, who's now set up the Osa shield more for attic to try and flank watch there, just in case Osiris try to go upstairs and play for the hatch. A nade from Silent will be our first frag onto Snoopy, quite literally, but an instant refire. How did the Valkyrie get there? What? Nade being sent in. At least the Valkyrie dies, but not before getting that kill. Fens another one. Make it 2 for Fens in the middle of meeting room. How did this possibly fall apart for SSGA?
And 10 left to go. Snake trying to make ends meet, spotted 2 players down by the hallway, but neither one of them exposing themselves for long enough to win that engagement for the ace. Timer still going down here. Both players pretty separate from one another, that being on the side of SSG Academy, so not really a good chance of getting that diffuser down. Once again, we look at that lack of potential intel. Snake is just face-checking every single corner that he can in hopes that someone might overextend, allowing a free 1-for-1. Now both attackers looking to solidify together, but there it is. Arrow springs up, leaving just Mohas left in a 1 versus 3. No chance of playing for the objective at this point. He just dashes out of green, not wanting to challenge at all, and will look for a different engagement to try and take. But at this point, Osiris, they know he can't play for that defuse, so they'll just sit back, wait for the timer to fizzle away. Nice shot landed by Mo. Makes it that 1v2. He still has info on Arrow's position. He'll opt to go for the plant, trying to force away Osiris. This might actually work, unless Sneeze can just time this play perfectly, and yeah, he does. Really not a lot of pressure put on Sneeze there in that position, considering Mohes was completely exposed to that stage wall. More than enough time left to get that defuse down as well, and Osiris, they do it. They do the impossible of winning the tertiary bomb site.
And what a way they won it, too. Fens getting 2 kills just in the middle of meeting room. And the flank from Bio. How the hell did Bio appear behind the Osa shield?
I'd like to think he might have hopped out from, like, big tower window. You know, the one that, like, you can see someone, like, hopping out to throw a C4 from, like, the con spawn? I think he hopped down from there, but that... No, surely not.
No, I think
it must have been a walk up from backstairs, right?
Yeah, he must have came up the stairs and then vaulted over the shield. That's crazy, bro. Because I saw him get the flank, and then Silent turned around, and I was like, "That's not an attacker.
That's a defender playing behind the shield."
That was crazy. SSGA again, not great info. This time though, on the flank rather than the entry. and not been able to get anything going at all on their attacks. I mean, again, say what you will about Oregon defense, but you shouldn't be losing 3 attacks in a row like that, like dominantly, fairly dominantly. The last one we just saw was the closest, coming down to a 1v2, but it didn't feel that close.
No, it really didn't, especially because last 2 defenders on Osiris played pretty well to stop that plant from being a genuine threat, considering where Mo Hess was in the bomb side of meeting room. And to top it all off, with how one-sided this first half has kind of felt with Osiris really in the driver's seat, that's probably why SSG Academy wants to go for a timeout. As best case scenario, they win 3 more rounds in a row, and then they have the defense to, of course, look forward to. Potentially speeding up the process of clearing out all that utility. Something like a Flores could be really beneficial when dealing with those Kiba barriers, but instead, we have a Montaigne. I would hope they don't try to rush down like Bunk, but that could be a possibility. No, maybe using the Montaigne to drop down in through E-Box instead to go for a plant in that direction. Yeah, because he's got pocket EMPs to help with the hatches since they ran a Cade last round, although they're not going to be that important this round because there is no Kaid, so it's a Goyo. Yeah, I'm interested to see how Rice is going to implement this Montaigne, but I think it would be something focused more on maybe the top floor rather than just rushing down blue.
Yeah, Monty and Rush don't typically...
No, they don't.
...go together all that much. I mean, yeah, they could send the Monty down like... Oh, wait, it might be...
Freezer?
Freezer? Yeah.
Maybe.
They're already getting out of there. They do not want to tussle with the Monty.
They hear the clunking.
Oh, this is crazy.
What one swift nade, though. Actually, no, you can't really nade back there. You have to nade from like the staircase. Maybe he does stay there
yeah.
a while longer. Interesting.
It is interesting. I mean, they spotted out, and Rice, of course, is Monty, so it's not like Sneeze is going to be able to do anything about him. And he probably hears him. That's probably why he's backed off. Fenz has got the smoke shotgun. This is the perfect spot to play him. You can keep gassing out Rice. The only problem is that Rice is not going to be stuck in that gas, so you might not be able to deal a lot of damage, but... Yeah, see, I don't know how I feel about the early gas, because he's not even in the barb yet. You're not really delaying anything. This is time that SSGA were going to take... no matter what.
Gemini, just to guarantee that Fenz is still playing here. Another Toxic Babe deployed, but again, Rice, no damage dealt towards him. You can hear in the background that this hatch is being opened up besides Fenz, so now he's kind of committing his life to playing here. And another Toxic Babe deployed. Once again, this is just kind of prolonging the inevitable. I thought for a second Capital was holding an angle to maybe challenge Fenz, but that's clearly not the case. And he's still just playing tucked right behind that little corner inside a freezer. Rice is now just right in front of his face, and yeah, Snake right behind the Montaigne to go assist him. There's the opening kill for SSG Academy, and they've burned through a lot of utility in the process of this as well.
Yeah, I think Fenz kind of misplayed his smokes there, and getting stuck was certainly not great. But Sneeze makes an aggressive swing, takes down Mo, but gets instantly refragged. Another pick for Silent as he catches the head of Arrow. 4 versus 2, Bio and Snoopy with it left to clutch. Make that just biologic, and he's upstairs on drone too, thanks to the flank cam held by Mo. In he swings, but he turns his back at the wrong time, giving the kill to Snake, and giving SSG Academy their first round.
And again, using the Montaigne to be an active threat in the round, you clearly see that Fenz was not really feeling all that comfortable playing down below by Freezer. And instead of trying to fall off, he would have preferred to play in close quarters with a shotgun. Can't really fault him for that, because the option stayed over there for a very long amount of time. He had to use all this ability rather early. And once that was kind of dealt with, the Montaigne baited for Snake, get a bit to allow Fenz to get a bit closer. He dies, and the rest of that attack begins to blossom, where you have, I think, Silent was walking down laundry stairs, so anyone trying to assist by like highway or looking in through closet has to now worry about laundry as well, not just the Montaigne who's by Freezer. So by having the Monty be an active threat and also do a lot in terms of burning utility and granting the opening pick, which is something SSG couldn't capitalize on the last time laundry was in play, it grants them their first win. So that timeout, pretty well timed.
Indeed. That's what we love to see.
And now we have the Blitz.
Timeout's not working. Never great. But yeah, Eddie now rocking the Blitz. Though, arrows on Warden.
Yeah.
he might be the one playing Warden. You also got to fight against these mirror windows, which could be tough, depending on where they're placed. Is there one E-box? We saw one. One is like default mirror facing laundry. Oh,
no,
the second one's freezer. Okay, so this blitz could be free, but they're not rushing. What's the plan with blitz? Are they using him for like normally, like for a roam clear? Oh, he's in spawn. He's droning. Interesting. Typically, a blitz pick on this site means they're rushing elbow, but they're like full clearing.
I think Eddie's job is going to be just to play by bunker in the last second, not so much early in the round. Yeah,
like a late hit once his team's done everything else.
Because if Arrow moves out from E-box, then there isn't really a major threat that the blitz has to worry about. So that's not a horrible idea if that is their motive. Either that or Eddie just is, playing on his phone. I mean, he is quite literally droning for his teammates because he's sitting outside right now. So I guess he technically is on his phone. But a minute's burned away. You hear in the background some hatches getting opened up by Rice. I think one of them was for lobby, and the other one, I'm not 100% certain. It could have been either meeting. But besides the point, everything else really seems to be just fine for the offensive side. No one losing their life early on, and Mohes is now down by Laundry, playing on that double door. So yeah, we might see this aggression begin to start, blowing up in the faces of Osiris as they're now, they're bouncing outside of the objective. Oh, and Rice is here with the Gone 6 too. This is going to be really effective for Eddie.
Oh, Eddie's got to look right, though. Bio is just on the other side of this barricade. If he hears that Gone 6, he's going to turn around and shoot that blitz in the back, but he leaves. He's coming back. This could be exactly what Osiris need. But no, he's going to go down to Rice. Rice gets the opening pick, and here comes the blitz in. Snake, a kill of his own as well. Make it 2 for Snake. Now leaves Arrow alone, trying to come back. 3 kills for the Ash. A successful blitz play. I actually kind of like that delay tactic. And it works out beautifully for SSGA.
As you normally don't expect the blitz to show up down by bunker in the last minute of the round. And almost all the activity as well was spotted more towards laundry and freezer, and then it was more of a diversion going back in towards backstairs, playing off by the meeting hatch, I think it was for a second, and then having the Capitao as well readjust to then open up the barricade for his teammate as blitz. So, like you mentioned, huge fan of that thought process. And I think we've seen almost every single team use some sort of blitz rush one way or another for that basic floor bomb site. But that one probably has to be one of the more, creative ways of going about it. And Osiris do not want to have a dance with destiny once again because they went that bomb site twice in a row. They lost it both times to SSG Academy. So now they're going to go kids where they're hoping, I guess, that they can kind of replicate a successful roam like we had back in round number 2. But again, a lot has clearly changed since that timeout.
And now we kind of flipped the script, right? SSG Academy have 2 rounds. This is a normal attacking half on Oregon. Osiris couldn't go up 5-1 like they did against Carry the Boats, and they weren't able to take all of their attacks as dominantly. So what happens when we flip sides? Is SSG ACAD going to be a better defending team than Carry the Boats are? And they've still got this round left to play. We've seen a complete shift in SSG's style since that timeout. And if they end up winning this game, it's definitely something I've got to ask them about. But it's Arrow to get the first pick onto Eddie. That's your Dokkaebi dead. Not the kind of first pick you want to lose with how valuable those logic bombs can be. It looks like, there was a spawn peek from green window. And I guess Osiris figuring, you know what? If we're going to play close to the chest and SSG are going to pull out stuff like that, well, let's fight back.
Not a bad idea whatsoever. As a lot of that intel that was a problem in round number 2 is probably going to rear its head once again with that lack of a Dokkaebi on the board for SSG Academy. Mohes and Silent working on 2 polar opposite points of the map. Mohes is by meeting with that back wall reinforced too. We can't even open it to go push out Bio. So he's got to go probably by green hallway, but he's more concerned about maybe getting the utility off the attic wall, perhaps. Arrow finds another kill in this round. That's Silent dealt with. Snake misses a big opportunity to make things even now as Rice will kill someone playing off the breach by Closet. But there it is. Mohes finally working his way towards kitchen down the green hallway. Smokes Bio as he plays close by that barricade. I have no clue as to why, but now all of a sudden things are even. You've got intel in the top floor, so you could play for nades theoretically with that sledge. And now you could maybe also start focusing more on playing for the objective, so long as you can still take your time to gather intel here, as there is someone playing by Addict, and I don't think SSG Academy is aware of that currently.
Arrow's getting really aggressive. He really wanted to swing that breach. I think they are aware. I think that's how Rice took that much damage, was the DMR from Snoopy.
Okay.
Mo doesn't have any more nades. The Iana is dead. Snake's the G36C that's alive right now. Their case carrier is 1 HP. This is a very precarious situation for SSGA right now. The Osiris have bunkered up. They're not really swinging anything anytime soon. Drones start to come in, though, confirming the info. Both Fens and Arrow are playing towards back site. Snoopy's a bit isolated. If they can avoid Snoopy, they could have a good chance in this round. Oh, he almost gets caught by Rice as the drone comes out. Snake trying to play vertically. He gets cut down to, again, just 1 HP. 2 players from SSG now incredibly lit up. A lot of this effort might have to be on Mo's shoulders. The Snake goes down, I think, to an impact. That's how low he was. And now Mo's revealing his location to Snoopy, who's just playing tight on the wall. In comes Rice. He's going to take the swing as the Azami looks the other way, but Arrow's prone. 3 kills for the Warden, leaving Mo alone, but he sees the Warden around the corner. Puts a stop to Arrow. Snoopy's got to get the angle. He can't see past the doorway. Mo comes in for the swing. He whips a couple shots. Pistol comes out, and he wins it. Mo Hesse, 3 kills, saving the round and saving the half for SSGA.
And the best call to make by Mo has just get into the bomb site and hope you can work those kills. Even having backup by the ace as well, there was really no chance they could secure that plant, especially after Snake had died. That's a very pivotal cutoff angle you can try to hold. And yeah, Rice was just throwing his body at the opposition, finding 1 kill, and then, of course, Mo has cleaning it up.
You know he's shaking.
Really the perfect timeout. Yeah, I gotta admit. Almost looks like the shakes were there a little bit too there. Snoopy in that 1 versus 1. But really, best case scenario from that timeout, you even things up completely in a 3-on-3 split. Sure, you don't have it now as a kind of momentum changer when you're on your defensive side, but that's not really a big concern, as you've got all these operators that are just annoying to deal with here by Osiris. You've got Mira, Lucy, Azami. Like, there's so much stuff they now have to be concerned about, and they don't have any range breach currently. There's still time to go for an attacker repick, of course. But these mirror windows might be pretty sound and secure for like the entire round, unless someone changes now.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, it looks like Osiris are just kind of playing with the Mav and probably hard breach charges from either Snoopy or Bio. So I think you're right. Yeah. The Mira could be tough to deal with. That could be why they have the Capitao, though. You know, Bio is likely accounting for that. But yeah, that's gonna be a little concerning if, like, let's say you smoke off. Okay, right. The most common way of dealing with the Closet Mira if you don't have a HIB is nade it or smoke it. If they smoke it, well, you got Mo. Plus, there's probably going to be Wamai discs. Well, okay. If Silent gets back to site alive, there's probably going to be Wamai discs on the top of that laundry door. And if you end up smoking it, you also give the defense a one-way with that disc catching the smoke.
True.
So, let's see how Osiris plays it. Right now, there's 2 people from SSG Academy, like, towards Small Tower. Both Azami, Snake, and Silent. And another guy in Z.
Okay. No one saw that coming. Eddie now down below. His entire team is dead. There's only 1 guy in sight. That's not even in sight anymore. He's top laundry stairs. If Osiris had intel about that, they could probably just hit the objective and, well, win the round, to put it bluntly. There isn't really a lot of options that SSG Academy have. You'd think with such a heavy emphasis on utility, they'd actually play in the basement, but no, there's like 3 people off site, and he finds another one, this time playing by the main staircase. That's diffuser down as well. Hold up.
Oh,
this could be winnable now. If only Rice was playing above with his teammate, that actually could be huge.
Instead, he's going to swing out towards this Capitao, who's by bunker, but Bio's just going to open the barricade, maybe use it as an avenue later in the round. A couple more players over towards Freezer. That's Fens and Snoopy. Eddie's now come back to site. I think Bio's going to be the guy over towards to pick up the case by the front door. Oh, there's still a shield watching Freezer too. Eddie's going to go back, maybe man the Mira. Rice is holding this cross for Freezer. Down goes, I guess, the hatch. I think that was the Gone 6 from Bio opening that up. Very tense round for Osiris heading the last minute. Utility coming out. I think that was the fire from Bio to try and block off the Mira. And they're able to kill Rice thanks to Fens. And Eddie can't make the swing work against Bio. Osiris able to get the 2 openers and adjust in the 3v3. They take their first attack.
Having that drone alive as well down in the basement, I mean, it pinpointed where Eddie was playing at, not directly on the mirror, but instead a bit closer to the rotate instead. And with Fens, who was like the sneakiest player I've ever seen on Oregon, he snuck in a security, killed a guy, and then he walked all the way down Freezer before SG Academy was even aware of that. So he's holding the cutoff angle for anyone that's playing either back a pillar going down highway or for anyone going in through E-box leading closer to the back of supply. He kills, it was Rice, I think, as Mira, leaving just Eddie, who again, they had info on, and someone pushing him from both Freezer side of the map and closer towards Laundry with 2 other people. So there weren't many options once Rice was killed, as Eddie was kind of trapped in no man's land. And we'll see SSG hopefully playing off their util in sight as they go back down to Laundry and Supply, but now they are off the Mira, interestingly enough. Maybe concerned about those Capital bolts and grenades if Silent's going to be roaming like crazy.
Yeah, there was a lot of roaming from SSG Academy that I hope we don't really see too much of, leaving a lot in sight that needed to be covered that wasn't. I'm really hoping we see SSG kind of play a little more lax. Back on LG, one of their strengths, was their ability to make solo plays, but also their refrags were always really on point because of how good they were individually. So if they play too far apart, we're not gonna be able to see that shine.
Fens is already inside a garage, expecting some roamers down by, I guess, security side of the map. Sneeze as well, making a bit of pressure with those grenades, in case someone's close by near the shower hallway. And it seems like he's just trying to hold a cutoff angle in case someone by the shower side of the map gets away from his teammates near small tower, and he could potentially kill them. Although it seems like for SG Academy, they're aware of that, so they're not looking to engage on him just yet. Silent, not going to be the first opening death so far. That's a relief. He can use his magnets down below. And Fen's just going to hit the site. I think the offense is aware of that. It's pretty vacant. Oh, I was going to say, it was vacant, but now everyone's kind of falling back down below. So that will no longer be the case.
Oh,
and
he's stuck.
Oh my God, the Banshee just got him trapped on the double door, and he overcommitted to it.
Yeah, I saw the vision. I saw the vision, Fens. I really did, but he didn't know there was a Banshee there. He gets caught out by Mohesi, rather.
Two-piece Mohis.
What the hell did you just say?
You heard me. Two-piece Mohis. Not heard of that before?
No.
All right, well, now you have. So the encyclopedia grows by 1 term. Welcome.
Arrow is looking like a cubist on that hatch. That was an art reference. For those of you who are uncultured.
Like me.
Yeah, loser.
Okay. Well, a minute left. Seems like for Osiris, they are focused heavily on E-box. Probably going to use those 2 sets of stuns to make a lot of space down below, get someone going in through backstairs to clear out pillar as well, and hoping for the best at that point. But again, with the warden, with the warden, that's not going to work out.
Just seeing through the flashes. Doesn't go Snoopy's way. Now Sneeze, Arrow, and Bio are looking to try and execute by back tower stairs and through the E-box hatch, but SSG Academy are likely very ready for it. Now we got Arrow kind of deviating towards bunker, I think. Answer to the warden from Bio is the fire, but he exposes himself too much. Mo's going to get burned out, but not before he's got 3 kills. Looking for Arrow, eventually dies to Sneeze, but the smoke ends up finishing the Maverick, and Snake finishes the round. Tie game once again, 4-4.
And although we had a bit of a roam by SSG Academy, it seemed like that was more for info denial and just wasting a bit of seconds rather than looking for kills initially. So with them being able to fall back down below, playing off their utility, it worked out pretty well. Specifically, having Mohesi play in pillar. And again, the main idea by Osiris was using those stuns and maybe some frag grenades if they had any to spare to clear out pillar, then using the rest of their utility to help with the plant, maybe utilizing those Capital bolts to create space in that avenue. And with, of course, his gadget being a literal hard counter to that kind of utility, kills 3 players by pillar. And Osiris, forfeiting the round. Because of that, we go for the first time, kids in dorms for SSG Academy. Their lineup looking fairly similar to what we saw last round. The only difference now is that there is a Frost on the board instead of a Warden.
Yeah, Frost. Yippee!
No Teehee just yet. That might be for later.
5 seconds remaining.
Oh, I forgot to ask him about the teehees. Damn it!
Oh, that's right. Well,
Why didn't you remind me?
I trusted you.
I blame you. You know better than that. We got a very different lineup from Osiris, right? Very similar from SSGA, almost the opposite from the attack. Bio is now on Sledge. So we got 2 sets of nades, we got the Thermite, and we got the Grim. We got the Grim. Shout out Frozen R6. Resident Grim lover.
I think we all love Grim at this point.
He might be Grim's biggest fan. I'm not gonna lie.
He must enjoy watching Element 1 every single day and seeing Grim.
He's a Grim Glazer. Oh,
well,
Bio,
a zombie's
first pick
dead.
onto Eddie. That's not a great first pick for the defense to lose, as we all know. Azami, similarly to Legion, similarly to Wamai, they've got that regenerating util. Yeah, more powerful as the round goes on. If you die early like that, you barely got any util down. Luckily, though, Silent's able to get out of Attic. Oh, he's reinforcing both? Holy crap, what a madman. Nah, that's crazy.
And Snake hit the run out for
Snake got 2!
What? From main lobby, you can't make this up. That's your Heartbreach set. Did he even get the main wall? I don't think so, because Thermite died outside. I genuinely have no idea. I wasn't paying attention to how many Thermite charges he had left. This could be a more Attic-focused round, and maybe no emphasis on the objective, because the diffuser is now left outside by Closet. Oh,
wait. The
Thermite did not open the wall. It's just, yeah, there was just a rotate. Not gonna lie, someone should go reinforce that with Thermite dead. They should, Rice,
they don't have any.
Oh, what do they reinforce?
Attic, clearly. The 2.
What?
A minute left now. Sneeze.
So sad.
Very, very, very scared about hopping over to that balcony. Maybe worried there's still a wild snake lurking about. What kind of snake do you think he would be?
Maybe a viper. The team. I don't know.
Why do you say that? What kind of viper?
I don't know. I don't have a lot of good knowledge on snakes.
You're not don't consider yourself an ophidiophile?
I'm gonna pretend like I didn't hear that word.
All right. Sneeze is about to die.
Right? Yeah.
There we go. It's like I'm psychic. Biologic the next to fall. Snake's on for 3. Silent finishes it. And SSG Academy just lock out Dorms completely. And that wasn't even close. After those first 2 kills from Snake, it seemed like Osiris just ran out of gas. It couldn't make anything happen.
It's pretty hard to bounce back when your entire master presence is just gone in the blink of an eye. Can't really fault them for that. And it did seem as well like they were very concerned about any kind of potential threat that SG Academy was throwing at them, since they've clearly decided to just kind of give them all they got, it seems. Going in for those runouts, still playing down below aggressively like Mohes was to kill the Lurker, trying to go up white stairs. And after that, you've got basically just the Attic presence, and yeah, that wasn't going to last very long either. Now we head down in a meeting room, where we did see at least Osiris win this bomb site the one time they had brought it out. I'm wondering if SSG Academy could replicate that, or even, looks like they're extending a little bit into Shower, so if there's a small tower over attack, then that could be thwarted pretty well by someone like Silent, unless he's not the one playing there. Not 100% sure. And Osiris have, I would say, they have an Amaro. I wonder where I was going to play with that up. No, it says Dokkaebi. And they do also have a primary breacher as well as Sneeze. They didn't have that for a good chunk of time, but last second they go to it. So maybe they focus, again, more starting by the garage side of the map instead, with the range breach being really effective by those split walls. And then at some point, maybe going up above as well, because they do have Sledge and Buck for vertical. So maybe they'll just, I don't know, I guess they'll try to get a little bit of Attic control and force back the roamers from there, and then try to plant by split, maybe? Or actually, no, Arrow's diffuser. Yeah, where are they going to plant? Maybe lobby still.
I'm kind of surprised that Osiris don't have the Osa.
Yeah. Good in the site no matter where you go from.
Unless maybe they see the setup and they're like, we don't want to go this way. But Snake cuts down Fens nonetheless. That's your Buck. Remember you were talking about the redundancy? At least they've still got Sledge. At least there's that. Silent extending over towards shower, like you mentioned. I think you should extend to the shower. You smell.
Dude, I take a shower every day because I go to the gym. What do you mean?
That's a good point. I took a shower before this game. Or not before this game, before the stream. Silent.
Nice.
Next kill on a Snoopy who is solo over towards
Oh my God.
small tower. And Mo cuts down 2 people. And all right, it's a flawless round. I said you smell, and SSG just put an end to the round. That was crazy.
I guess I felt bad. Figured they'd, let me get away with at least something. Okay,
Wow,
Snake.
the call out.
Wow,
The call out.
Drama alert! Drama alert! I guess beef alert would be more accurate. Yeah.
Whoop,
Beef alert.
whoop, whoop. Beef alert.
That reminds me.
They're ragging on each other because if you guys didn't know, Snake and Bio used to team together on West Garfield Park, right after like the original reality TV.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Interesting.
Rehosting, all good. Yeah, they used to team together right before, or right after reality TV disbanded.
Mm-hmm.
So they're ex-teammates. They're just having fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're starting to see SSG kind of run away with it. I definitely think what's it called? That timeout worked wonders. I don't know what they said. I don't know what they could have possibly said. I don't know. Maybe like they took that time to say their, what's it called? I forgot the word. I was gonna make like a Christianity reference. I couldn't. Hail Marys. I was gonna. They
there you
took
go.
the time to say their Hail Marys. It's already lost. I lost the bit.
All good.
I think they talked to. I think their main coach is Wafer. So Wafer obviously, probably told them, "Hey guys, slow down. Drone, play the game properly." And look what happened. Right? They've only lost since that timeout. They've lost 1 round. 1 round.
Yeah.
And I think it's really down to them just taking their time, right? Doing their due diligence, and it's worked wonders.
Yeah, they lost the 1 laundry round because they were over roaming. Like it was too much action happening like the first minute. And now it's been more decisive. They're looking for more playmaking opportunities than just going for a gunfight just to go for them. Like Snake on the run out for a double kill when they're all distracted on the top floor. You've got people, potentially alluding to like a flank. That last round, they just killed everyone. Like I don't even know how to describe that. Clearly, from what Snake said, they were at least aware to an extent of how Osiris might want to push into the building, and that clearly worked out well for SSG Academy because they won the round flawlessly. And now they probably have laundry to look forward to again. Because I doubt they'll go dining room. There's no other bomb site opened up besides those 2. So for the case of Osiris, I guess just bringing more operators that can do a better job of flushing out operators like a Warden. Maybe bringing a Flores for more utility with the Kibas and other deployable shields. And then saving the extra utility like your grenades on Warden. Because now you don't have to worry about the Kibas or deployable shields being a problem anymore. That would not be a horrible idea. Or bringing more grenades. That also could work too, but there aren't many nade ops nowadays.
Yeah, but Fermi said we can actually listen to their timeout. So shout out to production.
Let's go.
We can actually see exactly what was said to SSGA by Wafer.
We literally have to. None of this bullshit can happen. Bring Nomad. If they're gonna flank every round, bring Nomad. Bring Gridlock.
Boys, do you hear me? Comms, please. Boys, we are better. This has made a point. We're better on like hunting them, So let's just focus on getting the kills, getting the entries, okay? Doesn't matter. We're fine.
They're all just bunkering
Also
side.
one thing, boys. On the second round and on this round, it costs us the drone, so we need to set up like drones. You guys can bring Doka Heavy and things like that, Let's play like that, okay? And a little bit more coordination. Everything was fine. Just don't get desperate, okay? And play for the kills. Remember, we are good at the gunfights, so let's play together with the frags. What we talked yesterday, doubling up and stuff like that, okay?
Yeah.
Use the remaining time for talking yourself. We're doing the things fine. It's just that little step, okay?
Okay.
Word.
If it's the same setup, I think we could do the same thing, except maybe you could go Monty and like cross, like we open up the freezer wall and you cross and you plant on, like on that wall since they're all playing super far back. And like
You want to
plan,
do a
like,
front take again?
I mean, yeah, it was pretty free last time.
You want me to go to Monty?
Oh, it's free. We'll see what they're doing first. If it's
Exploit
like
our
the same
gunfire.
setup.
Exploit our.
There you go, the timeout. So obviously the game plan, you know, like Wafer said, guys, we're better. Focus on the drones. That's what lost them rounds 2 and 3. Like we were saying, John, the drone work was lackluster. Play for the kills. And since that timeout, their drone work was better on the attack, and their trades have been incredible. In fact, the only I think the only time they've lost the entries on their even on their defensive half, they've been traded. And almost not every time, but almost every time on their first side too, they were trading it out after that timeout. So I think the talk, you know, sometimes like players know this. It's just sometimes you get caught up in the game and you need that external voice to come in and kind of like ground you again.
Now for Osiris as well, we talked about what they could do to improve on their laundry attacks. If they are to win that, they'd probably have to go back to kids in dorms as a bomb site they need to deal with. And in that case, I mean, yeah, expecting a run out by Snake, I mean, that might not happen again, given the fact that it's kind of a ballsy move to go for that a second time in a row, essentially. So I would imagine just making sure the coordination is on point as well. If you're going to have a very heavy emphasis on getting both Addict and Master opened up, just not overcomplicating it from there on out. You know, maybe getting someone going up white late round as well. And funny enough, you know, some of the points that SSG made as well, like the Intel game, it seems like that has been a pretty big problem for Osiris on a majority of their rounds when attacking as well, besides round number 7, because of course we saw, I think it was Eddie getting like spam yellow pinged in the final minute of that round or so. And Fence is holding a cutoff angle too, so it didn't even matter that they weren't 100% sure where Rice was in that round because they killed him anyways. So just making sure that things aren't too complex for them as well is going to go a long way. And more importantly for this round, again, it's just bringing the right tools for the job. Not getting rid of people like the Warden, for example, by Pillar is just such a facepalm when you're focused so much on E-Box and backstairs. So hopefully that does not repeat itself.
Yeah, Osiris in the hot seat now with match point currently claimed by SSG Academy. Also, I'm looking at my notes. Osiris haven't taken a timeout yet, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Even though they're down 4-6.
The,
I mean, maybe
the
they used like that. Yeah, maybe they used that rehost as like a kind of a timeout because I don't think they have a coach.
I can go look.
Actually, yeah, I'm looking at their team speak right now. Yeah, they don't have a coach. It's just them. So maybe they kind of use that rehost as a bit of a, you know, that as a bit of a reset, bit of a timeout. Also worthy to mention, everyone, take note before the rehost, as all the stats have been reset. Snake is 12-4.
And now 13-4.
13-4.
We're getting ready for the same thing. Logi Bomb goes off.
Mo also 11-6. Both of them doing really well.
Yeah, Mo has kind of a beast for that. Now, Fence is gone. His gadget wouldn't have been that important for this site in particular, so it's not a huge loss. But again, just one less weapon to worry about. And oh my god, look at the drone economy, Harrison. Like half the drones are already gone.
Oh,
it's been not even a minute.
What happened? I didn't even realize.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Snoopy and
we were
have
talking
no
about
drones.
We were talking about how bad the droning was from SSG ACAD in the first couple rounds. Osiris have not been great either.
Yeah.
Their last few attacks, and especially this attack now, half your drones, 6 of your drones gone with like 2 minutes left. I mean, yeah, it's laundry, so everyone's kind of bunkering down. You don't need to use too many on like a roam or a flank, but come on.
K-Claw deployed. Is it going to stop the hatch from being opened up? Well, they have nothing for the hatch. Oh my god. You are running.
Oh yeah, there's no
They
hard
ran
breach.
nothing
What?
for basement breach.
That makes me think maybe Snoopy was supposed to have hard breach.
I mean, yeah. That seems likely. They didn't
That's
have a
the only
pocket
thing I can think
EMPs,
of.
though. They didn't have anything for this.
Huge kill from Snoopy, though, to even the man count. He gets Mo. Snake's trying to work his way up. His arrow gets another on silent. 4 versus 3 for Osiris. Make that a 4v2.
way.
Snoopy's got another kill. Sneeze goes down. Rice is feeling the pressure on elbow, and he's stuck here, but Eddie's making it happen by long. Rice has the SMG-11. This is a perfect weapon for a situation like this, but there's no more info in sight for the defense, and Bio takes out Rice swinging for the fences. 2 versus 1 for Eddie. He's going to need a 4K if he wants to win this one out. No case in hand for the attack either. They're going to have to spend extra time going back and picking that up, but Snoopy's holding the angle above the bomb chassis. 3 for the buck. Just when Osiris needed it, this guy activates, and they're 1 round away from overtime.
And on a round where they just didn't have anything, they still win it. That is so jarring. See that? Like, Snake literally gets like the freest kill of the entire game. And they just win off of Snoopy walking downstairs with his teammates and killing 3. I mean, yeah, Snoopy went crazy last time on Oregon back against Carry the Boats. And I guess we're seeing that yet again during the tail end part of this match. And like you mentioned, we might end up seeing overtime. But now with the new lineup here by SSG Academy, I think they want to run a composition that is very focused on slowing down and execute. Again, still the smoke, a zombie combination, but now you're back to Malusi and a Mira. So if you put these in just the right positions, waiting for Osiris to kind of walk into those longer angles with the utility posted around them, then you can get a couple of freebies, if not, dealt with correctly by Osiris. But now they have Montaigne selected by Bio. So maybe they'll want to run a similar strategy to what SSG Academy deployed a few rounds back on their attacking half. Interested to see how that pans out. But at least they have, hard breach devices and a Maverick. So no matter what, they're getting these hatches opened up.
I can't believe they won that round with no hard breach.
I know.
It was crazy. They had to just walk it down and it worked. But SSG ACAD, they don't want to let this slip away. Last time they went to overtime, it was still a close game when they were up against Outlast. They might just be, overtime warlords like the old SSG Pro team was. Snake is setting up for a roam in Z. This is an interesting one, but there's one Kiba falls. He's going to place himself in security and probably look to fall back pretty soon. I would have to imagine. No, he's putting up more Kibas.
Osiris is now working for Vertical to try to deal with that extension. Yeah. But it seems like a majority of SGA Cat has fallen off. Yeah, that's going to be the case. Now almost everyone back down below into the basement floor.
Did Eddie just put down a Mel in the middle of that staircase?
Dude, maybe. Osiris still taking a good chunk of time setting up some positions in case you see SSG Academy trying to fight back for more ground in the later moments of round number 12. But, I mean, they're clearly just bunkered up in the basement. They're not looking to really challenge anybody specifically. Bio could definitely make a lot of space here as the Montaigne. But with no man advantage here, you are theoretically in a 4 versus 5, just gun-focused. So it's got to be really precise as to where Bio is going to push from and how many teammates are here to help him out.
Yeah, I really wonder how they're going to deal with this Mira. I mean, they've got nades, but that's pretty much it. Eddie on cam is... Eddie? Eddie? Hello? Okay. Dude, I was getting really scared. He just did not care.
At least he didn't die. That would have been the worst way to throw the man advantage possible.
On cam, watching yourself get killed.
Hey guys, it's a Montaigne. Oh, what? I died a Montaigne?
Yeah. He's backed off. He's in Harry Potter now, but the nade is being cooked. There's a Wamai disc, but that's actually going to catch it and put it right above Eddie.
Whoa.
And he... Wait, he lived. Oh, I didn't even touch him. All right, C's got the first kill on Rice, though. That's your elbow player now dead. More flashbangs coming through. Full blinds. Eddie as the box... E-box drop comes in, but they didn't drone him. Eddie gets one, and he's refragged. It's a 1v3. It's all up to Bio. The mirror window's finally coming into play, and he's meleeed away by Mo Hesse. And SSG ACAD on the basement retry take it 7-5 over Osiris.
And despite having a longer process of being more methodical on round number 12, it doesn't work out because they just didn't have enough intel. In the same breath, we talked about how important bringing info ops could be for both sides and how after the timeout for SSG Academy, when they utilized more of their intel, they saw more success. With Osiris not being able to do the same thing, even with operators like the Iana and Dokkaebi, and a Montaigne to an extent too, they fell flat on their face. And with that lack of finding someone they could really enable in that round, they just fall short of a relegation victory. against SSG Academy, and now they're the ones to be promoted past this best of 1 going into best of 3 territory.
That was pretty impressive from SSGA after that timeout, man. They lost 2 rounds total.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the more impressive timeouts I've seen. It worked wonders. SSGA, they were really struggling in those first couple rounds, as we keep harping on, with their drone work, their teamwork, their tradability, and after that they settled down, they really fixed it, and then I feel like as soon as they got that 3-3 half, they were gonna win it. They're just like, you're just not gonna win that many defenses or that many attacks on Oregon against this team, right? Osiris, they went 2-4 on their attack up against Carry the Boats. They went 2-4 on their attack. Here, the only difference, their defensive half not that dominant.
It also felt like just more. Hold on, I want to hear this.
Nice, good job.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, my bad. I was gonna say, it felt like in terms of team effort, it was more of an individual matter if rounds were won for Osiris. I mean, the Bio 3K on round number 2, the Snoopy 3K on round number 3, and round number 11 that most people can remember probably easier since that round like basically just happened. Sure, you had a couple of moments for SSG Academy, like, you know, Snake running out and killing 2, for example, but it didn't feel like that was the sole reason as to why a round was being won, or even Mohes walking in and killing Snoopy as well in that 1v1 turned like from a 1v2/2v3 position. He also had backup from Rice, and he would have had help from Snake if he hadn't been down. So it just seemed, again, the coordination was a lot more pinpoint by SSG Academy in comparison to Osiris.
Yeah, I think Osiris got again outplayed in the bans. I mean, I'm sure Bio was super confident in Oregon coming into it because, you know, he knows he can play Oregon and he's seen LG's Oregon, but SSGA's support staff are just so strong. I think going back to Oregon was a big mistake, and SSGA, I think, showed today why LG were such a good Oregon team, because you have Silent, Rice, and Eddie. You slide in, you know, Mohesi and Snake, and you're not really losing anything from the 2 players that were there before, I think. And you can see 10 more kills than Osiris. Typically, I feel like the rounds that SSG Academy were winning in general were a lot more dominant than Osiris, right? Because you look at how many people were left alive in the rounds that SSG Academy were winning, only once did it come down to a 1v2. The rest, 3 alive, 4 alive, actually the majority of the time, and a flawless. Meanwhile, Osiris, you know, they have several 1v2s. However, it's not like anyone was really lagging behind on Osiris. You can see the kill counts pretty even. A lot of deaths, probably more deaths than you'd like, of course, but that's expected in a loss, but no one really lagging behind. In the meantime, though, SSGA, Snake, and Mohesi, I mean, we mentioned it during the game too, really pulled ahead. 14-5, 13-7. Incredible performances from those 2, and flawless on entry.
I'll say, yeah, I think the only aspect that we could really point out is, you know, the entry department not being there as much for Osiris as it was SSG Academy. Again, we talked about how competent every single player on that team is in terms of just general mechanics. And yeah, the entry department clearly showed that. Whereas, you know, Fens, he was able to get a couple of nice lurks off from time to time, but again, no immediate entry. It definitely proved a point that for SSG Academy, going on a default map like Oregon, being better in the entry department helped out a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And we get an interview with one of the SSG Academy members. Ladies and gentlemen, may I humbly introduce you to, I believe we are talking to Wafer. Wafer,
Hey,
my
what's
friend.
up, bro?
Hello, pleasure to talk to you again. So, SSG Academy going into this game, did you expect to go back to Oregon where Osiris just played?
Yeah, actually, we saw their map pool, and it was pretty predictable. I thought they were expecting us to leave certain map open, but nah. I mean, they shouldn't be taking us to Oregon. I mean, everyone knows it, you know. I mean, it's just default, you know. But
Yep.
we just take it.
Yeah, because I mean, on the one hand, right, you got the LG core, who were always, you and yourself included, who were always probably one of the most dominant teams in CL on Oregon, and you know, you're there. Even Mango and Collet are helping out. The support staff for SSG has so much depth to it that, I mean, I'm sure you guys were able to VOD review that Oregon and completely pick it apart.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what was the prep for the game?
Yeah.
Boys.
What?
They just focus on kill them.
Okay.
That was it. We didn't even VOD review. We didn't have time for that. We just like focus on ourselves. We know we're better, so just point and click.
Fair enough.
That's all.
Fair enough. And of course, Snake and Mo really proving that. 14. What was it? 14-5 for Snake, 13-8 or 13-7 for Mahesi. Because you guys, bring in Mahesi and you bring in Snake, who both have pro league experience. Do you think that really was able to elevate not only the team but also Eddie, Rice, and Silence individual play?
Yeah, I think I said it to you in the morning. Mahesi just bring us confidence and he bring us like too much comms. So, and he also has the gunpowder. So he's like an upgrade for the team. And his Snake is just a Snake. I mean, he's a little bit washed, but he's still good. So he's proper. He's still doing good,
Yeah. Was Snake excited to go against Bio because they were former teammates?
It's his father. We actually were talking about it.
Really?
Before the game, it was like Bio is like Rice and Snake father, But like, I mean, they boys grew up, So yeah.
Absolutely. And I know we talked too about what was it? The what everyone brings to the table, and Mo, is he primary IGL or is it more of like a team effort?
We do the same as we did last year on Luminosity. We do the same kind of like what we did. Well, what Australia was doing. I think SSG at this moment is doing it also. Like, there's no IGLs, I do believe like everyone should be able to call the gaps, and if someone see a gaps, they just take it. They just go for it, do whatever is needed to accomplish it.
And we heard a little bit of your. We actually got to hear a little bit of the timeout you guys called too after those 3 rounds. And typically we're not used to a super early timeout like that. But what was it that you saw that you were really worried about, specifically that you wanted them to fix, which they clearly did after the TO?
I think the drone work was not on fit, So that was one of the points. I mean, of course, on the timeout you cannot specify that much, so you gotta be like soft risk for everything,
Yeah.
So I was basically, they understand, the drone work and the coordination was not on fit, So those were the 2 mistakes that we were having. I do believe that we were approaching like we were trying to do the things too fast, and we had enough time to do things, So just take the time, do a better drone work, and that's it. Kill them.
Okay. And tell me too about the strat that they used on I think it was round 5. John and I were talking about how much we liked it. Kind of because we saw the blitz and we were like, oh, they're gonna rush elbow, and then we saw blitz droning like 1 minute into the round. So what's the play with having like everything get clear first and then have the blitz instead of just going fast?
Mind games. That's just all mind games. You don't gotta be predictable. They might believe like we have blitz, or I don't know if they even see it. It's just mind games. We actually do these strats since Luminosity. Just another variable. But yeah, it's basically mind games.
That's pretty funny. And of course, the huge clutch round 8 that we had that we saw Mahesi go for that 3K with the sledge with the pistol. What was the call that they saw in that 3v3 to kind of shove Rice through and have Mo go towards Attic? What was the opening?
To be honest, I don't quite remember exactly, but I think it was like flat, so just basically go and try to get the bomb site, well, I do believe we had one guy on the floor, but like there was not enough time to recover him and go for the kill or go for the plan, so just go for the kill, and those times just go for the kill. That's the best thing you do.
Yeah, cool. Well, Wafer, I want to congratulate you on probably one of the most effective T2 timeouts that we have ever seen. Going almost, only losing 2 rounds after round 3 was pretty impressive. Say congrats to the boys for me going up to that promotion game, and I really look forward to seeing what this team can do in best of 3s.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
I always love talking to Wafer. Wafer and Tysus were always both super fun to talk to back on LG. But that's really funny, joking that Rice Bio is Rice and Snake's dad.
Yeah.
Rice and Snake's father. He made them, and look at that. Once the student, now the teacher. Well, John, 3 games in the books. We got one more. Dilemma, previously Lycus Empire, up against Aerial Arise. Both of these teams winning 7-1 last game. Now I think this is going to be a real test for both of them. So stick around. You're not going to want to miss our final game. We'll be back in just a few minutes.